So in the previous classes we have seen what is the meaning of business, okay, and what are the futures of it. Those things we have already seen. Now we'll see what are the different types of business organizations, right? What are the different types of business organizations we'll see in today's class, okay? So business is an organization, okay, where the business activities will be carried out, right? So when we say a business, we have different ideas of business undertakings, different types of business idea undertakings. Generally, a business concern, a firm or a company, mill, factory, plant, shop, like this. Everything is nothing but a business only. Okay, so everything will be part of business only. Okay, a business may be with regarding a some firm, a small firm, okay, a very big firm, or else a small company or a mill. Okay, we used to say mill. In the previous days, we used to say mill. We used to say now a rice mill, flour mill, like this. Some factory or plant or shop, everything. These all are the parts of business only. When we see the types of business organizations, generally these are based on the ownership only. They are classified into three categories. See here: private sector, public sector, and joint sector. Okay. So ownership, based on the ownership, these business organizations are classified into three categories: either private sector or public sector or joint sector. Okay. If we go with this private sector, we can see proprietorship. Solo proprietorship. Solo proprietorship means there will be only one owner, right? Okay, there will be only one owner. He is the whole and solo responsible for that particular company. Okay, if he is going to get profit, only he is going to enjoy. Okay, joint Hindu family. Joint Hindu family in the sense you can see, for example, in the olden days, we used to have in a small village, we used to have only one or two shops, and for that, his father, his son, our father, okay, one person with his wife and his son, everyone will be working for that particular provision shop, right? That is generally called a joint Hindu family, right? Right. In the private sector also we have this concept of joint Hindu family. That means that is family business. We can say just like a family business, or else some one or two brothers or three brothers combinedly will be doing this business. That is generally treated as joint Hindu family, right? Next, the other one is the partnership. Partnership. Solo proprietorship means almost the solo proprietorship and joint family, Hindu family, almost similar. Why? Because a single person will be handling the business, but whenever he is not feeling well, or else when his wife or his son will be assisting him, right? That's the reason why we came into the concept of joint Hindu family, right? Not only that, he may be having some his brothers or sisters, and they may be doing combinedly the business, right? Next, partnership. So in the partnership, there may be different persons from different families. Different persons from different families will come to one place, and they will have one idea, and they may ask one another how much you invest or how much you invest in the business and they combinedly do the business. That is called as partnership. Next, cooperative society. So this is the concept. The other one is called as the. This is also private sector only, but it is having some control. That is called as cooperative society. And also we have joint stock. So we have some joint stock companies. In the private sector also, they may ask for the public issue and they may sell some of the shares to the public. Or uh, joint stock in the sense there will be a place where we used to store the stocked goods with some other. That means our company and other one more other company will be keeping the stock. Okay, company A and company B will combinedly will have a stock keeping sheds like that. Joint stock companies. So public sector you can see. Public sector means departmental organizations, public corporations and government companies. These all are the public sectors. So we used to simply see in our day-to-day life PSUs. We is calling as them as PSUs, public sector units. Public sector units. These banks, some of the government banks. That means government percentage. Government will be investing some percentage. If at all, if there is any problem, government will be paying money to the customers. The worst case scenario. Those are called as the public sector organizations or public sector units, departmental organizations also. Okay, there are some departments which will be generally regarding of the government ones. Okay, public corporations, government companies, all these are different forms of business organizations. Okay, see, we will see in detail what is this private sector enterprises. Okay, so this private sector enterprises is a form of business that is owned or managed and controlled by an individual or a group. Okay, it will be managed by a single person or else a subgroup. Okay, in the solo proprietorship, only one person will be there. Okay, these private sector enterprises are different types such as solo proprietorship, joint Hindu family, partnership, and cooperative society, and joint stock company. See, under private sector, these are just we are discussing this thing on same thing only. So that means private sector means it will be controlled by an individual. If it is controlled by an individual, it is called as solo proprietorship. Okay, or a group. Group in the sense here it may be a joint Hindu family. That means brothers and sisters, or father, son or daughter, and his wife like this. All right, joint Hindu family or partnership. There may be different persons or there may be different persons of the same family, right? It is coming under the partnership, right? Cooperative societies, we have some cooperative societies, generally this milk unions, right? Say for example we have Krishna Milk Union or West Godavari Milk Union, Vijaya Dairy, Sangam Dairy. These all are the cooperative societies only, right? Okay. We can have a big example for this cooperative societies, OPCOP. Okay, Andhra Pradesh Op- Cooperative Bank, Society something is RAPCOP, like that. We have like that. And a joint stock company. Okay, we have a joint stock company also, where we used to place the stock of different companies also, right? Next, you see the public sector enterprises. So no doubt will be they are generally a PSUs only, public sector enterprises. A public sector enterprise is the one which is owned or managed or controlled by the central government or a state government or any local authority. Okay, public sector enterprise means either it is controlled by the central government or a state government or else any local authority. Okay, the banks, what you see, the banks such as nationalized banks, which are generally the government banks, they all will be controlled by the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, right? So in a public enterprise, government contributes the whole or a major part of the capital. See here, in a public enterprise, government contributes the whole or major part of the capital. You see here examples we have given: postal department, central government one; railways, it is also central government; FCI. FCI means Food Corporation of India. But LIC, this is actually a corporation, right? But life insurance corporation, actually LIC means life insurance corporation. Actually, government of India is investing some amount in the LIC of India. Okay, is having some share. Indian government will be having some share of the LICs. So BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited. Okay, these all are the public sector enterprises only. Okay, postal department, railways, Food Corporation of India, LIC. LIC is a corporation. Food Corporation of India, it is also corporation. Okay. See, one thing you have to understand here: government contributes the whole or the major part. So for the railways, government is contributing whole. That means 100% share is from central government only. Postal department also. So, but for this LIC of India or else, okay, FCA is also maintained by central government only. BL also like that only. LIC is just like a corporation. That means some part is from the government, major part. When we can say a major part means out of 100%, if it is 51% or above, then the 51%. When there is 50-50% share, we can't say it as a major part. When there is a minimum of 51%, that means when the capital or capital uh, we have, so for example, from the required capital, if the 51% is from the government, either from the state government or the central government, then we call them as the private sector enterprise. Okay, so previously we have seen this news also. IDBI Bank, that means Industrial Development Bank of India. Industrial Development Bank of India is actually a government sector bank, where previously its share is 51%. Okay, central government is to have a partner, that means a stakeholder of that particular bank of 51%. When it started reducing its percentage in those, automatically it will be becoming a private sector bank. Then what it has done is, if it has taken away its fund from the IDBI bank, but it has given, that means it made LIC of India to buy some part of the IDBI bank to sustain, to make that Industrial Development Bank of India to sustain, right? These type of issues also will occur, right, in the public sector enterprises, to not to convert to the general private, right? So joint sector enterprise, we can see joint sector enterprise. This type of enterprise is one which is owned or managed and controlled jointly by the private, managed and controlled by the private enterprise and the government. Okay, private and the government. See here, Maruti Udyog Limited. Maruti Udyog Limited. So actually, it is our cars. You can see now. You are seeing Maruti Suzuki, right? Maruti Suzuki. Actually, it is previously Maruti Udyog Limited, where some part is on government, right? Government of India is having some partnership with this Maruti. Okay, so you can see, for example, you can see in the YouTube, you can see the first Maruti car which was developed, okay, in India. It was given to the first customer by the PM of India. Okay, it is manufactured in the Indian unit. That is, I think that is the reason why she has given, right. At the time, PM is Indira Gandhi, right. At the time, PM has given the keys of our first car to the customer in those days. Uh, Now we can know that Maruti Udyog Limited means that only. Right? That means at that point of time, government is having some share with the private enterprise. That's the reason why we call it as joint sector enterprise. Right? It will be controlled and managed both by the private and the public. Right? So we'll go in detail with each and everything. What is solo proprietorship? We'll see. Okay, solo proprietorship. So just the question will be like this: if it is the topic, solo proprietor. What is solo proprietorship? What are the features, advantages, and disadvantages? Just explain those. See, a solo proprietorship is the form of private sector enterprise that is owned, managed, and controlled by an individual entrepreneur. Okay, solo means single, right? In the name itself, we can understand. It is owned or managed and controlled by an individual entrepreneur. Okay, that is called as solo proprietorship. Such individual entrepreneur is called as solo proprietor. Okay, if single person is managing all this, is he own it or he is managing it, and it is controlled by him only. Okay, so it is nothing but a solo proprietor. We call him as the individual entrepreneur is called as the solo proprietor. So the solo proprietor arranges the finance, manages the business affairs, takes the profit or the bears the loss. A single person has to, that means that individual entrepreneur has to, he himself has to get the finance, and he has to manage the business affairs, and not only that, he has to, if the profit comes, he will enjoy it, and if any loss occurs, only he has to bear the loss, right. We have some features. We have some features of the solo proprietorship. One is, in first one is individual ownership. Okay, individual ownership means it is owned or organized by a single person only. Okay, solo proprietorship form of organization is owned by an individual. Individual management and control. It is managed and controlled by a sole proprietor. Okay, individual financing. Such organization is financed by an individual person only. Okay, such organization is financed by an individual person only. That means not only this. If he has, if he is willing to get a loan from the bank or any finance organization, he has to show some assets of his own to get the loan, right. If he is having the total money, he will he will be self-financing those money, or else he has to take loan from other finance company, or else any bank. Based on his assets and liabilities only, the loan will be sanctioned for him. Okay. So for this, the solo proprietorship is having unlimited liability. So the liability of solo proprietorship is unlimited. If the business assets are not sufficient to meet the business liabilities, his private assets are to be used to discharge the business liabilities. Okay, that's the thing what we have said just now. The liability of solo proprietor is unlimited. If the business assets are not sufficient to meet the business liabilities, his private assets are to be used to discharge the business liabilities. So solo proprietorship means uh, if he is unable to pay the loan back to the bank or the finance company, since it is a solo uh, company, solo proprietary company, the banks or else the finance companies can take over those his properties, right? So even though he is a solo proprietor, he has to follow some minimum government regulations. So when it is solo proprietorship, there will be very minimum government regulations only. He has to follow that concern, and he can execute his business. For example, if you are starting a hotel business or food which is related to the food, you have to take permission. You have to take permission from the uh, food inspecting office, right? That means there will be a food inspector. You have to get permission from him, and you can observe in the almost in all the hotels or the restaurants, they will be hanging this certificate. Okay, that means they have to say that we won't provide the uh, outdated food, or else some ill food, that means which causes illness or some other issues. Okay, they have to accept for all those conditions, and then they'll get the license to do that business. Okay, if it is solo proprietorship, the minimum level government regulations only we can get the permission to do that particular business. So if, for example, if you start if you want to start a fruit stall without any much legal formalities, we can start the fruit stall, right? So why? Because we are just getting the fruits, and we are keeping one place, and we are selling. There is no requirement of any permission there. Okay, but to run a hotel, that means you are bringing some other goods from other places and you are processing it. You are making a variety. That means you are keeping that food and in different combinations. You are and you are processing the food, and you are serving as some item, right? That for that purpose you require this some permission. Government regulations has to be followed, right? So, what are the advantages of the solo proprietorship? You can see easy to start and easy to close. No one can know. You are not necessary to give any explanation to anyone. Okay, if you are the, if you may be the owner. Okay, and you can start your own business, and you can close at any time. So, formation of solo proprietorship is very easy, and also closing of the business is also very easy. Right? So In the partnership, if there are two or three persons, for example, if there are two persons A and B in a partnership of the business, you are willing to close the business, but that means person A is willing to close the business, but person B is not willing to close the business. So what is the issue there now? So A want to close and B is not willing to close. So at that case, what has to be done? B has to pay some amount to A and he has to take over the total ownership of that particular business. Then he will become the proprietor, solo proprietor of that particular business, right? So advantage of solo proprietorship is easy to use and easy to close. Okay. Personal touch with customers. So personal touch with the customers in the sense in the solo proprietorship, you will be you will be spending most of the time in your shop only, and you will know the tastes and preferences of the customers also, and you can maintain that required stock. Okay, so sometimes some area one person in particular area the customers will be using more amount of rice. In some area, more amount of persons will be using wheat. So based on the requirement, if you are a solo proprietor, you can understand and you can provide or you can maintain the stock. Okay. So in the solo proprietorship, you can take the quick decisions, right? In the solo proprietorship, you can take quick decisions. You are not if in the partnership, you have to speak to the other one. Either if there are only two persons, it is also a partnership, but one has to make other one happy with his idea, right? That means while taking the decision, it plays a very important role, right? So quick decision means in the solo proprietorship, it is not necessary to contact anyone or to consult anyone before taking any decision. Okay. Next, business scarcity. Business secrecy, right? Business secrecy. Since there is single partner, since there is single owner, he can maintain secrecy of his business, right? He is not necessary to reveal to the other one. So in the partnership means mm, you have to explain to the second person also. Okay. So some restaurants or some of the so some special products, scent you can see, perfumes you can say, perfumes, right? One same company may be producing different varieties of perfumes. So the formula or the what are the key ingredients used to produce that particular perfume of that smell, no one they won't really reveal that. Do you know that the Coca-Cola has not given the formula to anyone so far? Okay, it is not going to explain its formula in detail to anyone. It is top secret, right? Okay, that is in the solo proprietorship. There will be single person. He knows the business secret. Um, Business secret in the sense if it is a product based and it's a food regarding the food, the taste, how to get that particular taste, those things they won't explain to others. It is not necessary for you to explain to others, right? And we can have the total control when in the solo proprietorship. you can have the total control. The owner can, a single owner means he can have the total control. So if there is single man means easy to hold the business, okay, easy to handle, okay. Solo beneficiary of profits, okay. If since you are the only one owner, if you get the profit, you will enjoy the profit. You, it is not necessary to give any share to others, okay. So if you, if you're getting profits means the owner, that means the solo proprietor, will be working much more to maximize his profits, right? So it is suitable for scale, small scale operations. Suitable for small scale operations. Solo proprietorship is suitable for small scale operations. Okay. So small scale operations in the sense, in the solo proprietorship, you will be having less amount of money. You can get only less amount of money from the bank or the finance organization since you are the single person. That means if anything happens in a wrong way, only your assets will be taken by the bank or else the finance company. Okay. So coming to the disadvantages of limitations of solo proprietorship, you can see unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means since you are the solo owner, if at all something wrong has happened, that means if you are getting the loss after taking the loan and if you are not paying the loan back, the bank or the finance institute can take over your total properties to satisfy their loan. Okay, this is a disadvantage. So we have some limited financial resources, right? uh, when a single person is there, we will get very less amount. When there is a partnership of two or three persons who are strong enough to pay back the money, that will be that can be said as limited financial resources. Okay, we can't get more amount of money, even though if you want to expand your business, will be limited of the financial resources, right? So no division of labor. So there is no division of labor in the solo proprietorship. Why? Because all the workers are working for you only. You can assign them any of the work. Okay. So that means assigning the work to the labor becomes a very terrific task for a single person. Okay, since he's a solo proprietor, he doesn't have any other person to help him in his business to attain more profits. So he himself has to handle all the cases, right? So for, in those cases, what he will do is he can appoint some other person by paying some amount of salary, right? but the person who is taking the salary may be working perfectly or may not be working perfectly. When there is a ownership for a particular person, he will be working very much good, such a way that he can have the more amount of profits, right? The solo trader business will be existing only till existence of the solo trader. In case of his death, the business may be come to an end. Okay, due to the uncertainty, you can see here. You can see the uncertainty. The solo proprietorship, the person who is doing the business, if he has expired, and the persons who next to him, there is no persons next to him to do the business, then the business has to be closed. Okay, so more competition. So there will be more competition since it is a small business. Everyone can will to start a particular business. So since it is easy for everyone to start a type of such type of business, what you are doing, so we'll be having more amount of competition, right? Okay. See you in the next class. I will start the partnership in the next class.